My girlfriend told me to stop playing Pokemon the other day. She said it was childish. And I started thrashing about and said, "You don't have enough badges to control me!"
Hey guys, what is up? Welcome to the Hell If I Know podcast, episode 11, I believe is what we're on right now. We got a pretty much a newsy one today. Not a whole lot of we have no countdowns today. I'm sorry if you're a countdown fan. You'll have to go somewhere else. Watch Mojo, I hear, is a good place for countdowns. Not gonna be us today. But yeah. Also, just like Pokemon, Mac's girlfriend is made up.
Where's the leave call button?
The silence. The absolute silence.
Where's the leave call button? What a prick.
Alright, so leading off, our favorite game that we haven't bought yet. Fallout 76.
Nut out 76. That's what we're calling it.
Nutted out 76. What is our league name? Nutballs? Yeah. I can't wait to see that come up on the league standing sheet. She hasn't updated that yet, by the way.
But Fallout 76.
The Fallout 76 card system and all of our ADD wisdom. What are your thoughts on the perks being cards and not how they? It's pretty much similar to what they were in 4. It's not that different, really, if you look at it.
It's a lot similar to 4, but at the same time, it's completely different. Because now you won't have God character after God character after God character just walking around the wasteland. You're going to have specifically
specializations.
Designed, specializations. And I just saw earlier that you can actually share the perks with other players.
Yeah, when you're in a party with someone, I think your perks. I don't think you share all your perks, but you share the ones that would make you more of a unified group.
Yeah.
I think certain sensory perks and certain searching perks are shared, but I don't think not all your weapon specializations will carry over. I don't think, which makes sense.
Yeah.
I thought it was interesting. Another thing I saw with Fallout this week, which I saw it looking for this story because I'd seen this story. I'd seen the card leak, not the leak, but the card announcement earlier and how it looked. I love how that screen looks. How it looks like you're playing solitaire, and it shows how they stack on each other. I like that. Was that Fallout 76 is not going to be on Steam, which I think most of us knew that. I mean, we knew that from the beginning. But it's not coming to Steam, especially because Bethesda has its own launcher. You can download the Bethesda launcher to your computer, so that shouldn't really blow people's minds that their game isn't going to be that way. And I think the reason is because if you look at a lot of major multiplayer games, typically they are released in a way that makes it so that the hosting company is the one who's going to do it. Steam hosts some servers for some games, or at least Steam is willing to take on some of that responsibility. Whereas with this game, Bethesda has said they're going to maintain these for a long time. So I think it's smarter for them to keep it as in-house as possible more than market to an outside source. So I think this is a really good way to do that.
Yep.
I also think that because it sounded like there was stuff you could buy from a marketplace too, for your character and stuff. So if that's the case, if there's micro transactions in the game, they probably don't want to have to pay a service fee through Steam for Steam to host those items. Because I think Steam gets a take of microtransactions in games, and I think that. Well, I mean, let's look at Rocket League. When you buy a game, when you buy keys through Rocket League or keys through Steam, who do you have to go through? You have to go through Steam to buy them. You don't go to the developers' websites to get them. So it's probably a case of they just and I mean I understand it. The more you can streamline that system, the better. So.
Yeah. Well, once again, even if they wanted to run it to Steam, they could. I mean, they have Elder Scrolls Online running through Steam, so.
True.
Another interesting thing I saw about 76 just now. PvP, it's going to be starting a bar fight.
So both parties have to initiate it?
Pretty much. Todd Howard, in his own words, said, it's like slapping somebody at a bar, suggesting the damage was also reduced by the person that first initiates it.
Well, yeah,
and
that would make sense.
Yeah, and if somebody doesn't initiate it, they have that chance to run off or whatever.
Yeah. I think that's a good way to handle it though.
Yeah,
because that's better. That stops. I think they found a really. I've not liked the way they've talked about how they're going to balance free play and freedom in the game, but also not allowing griefing.
Yeah.
Because with sniper rifles and stuff like that, I mean, the griefing could get at it. You could just be walking along to go do a quest and get your head taken off. And it's well, that's kind of funny for 10 seconds. It's not that funny to that party who's trying to do a quest and advance what they're doing. So I understand both sides of it.
Well, at the same time, they still can kill you. It'll just take a little bit longer.
And you have,
But if
it gives you a chance to react, and you can
it
make a
gives you a
decision.
chance to react or run
Yeah.
away, yeah. And if you are the one to initiate it and you end up killing somebody who was trying to run away from the fight, you get labeled a wanted murderer.
So
And
there's probably a handsome reward on your head.
well, there's a bounty on your head, but the bounty comes out of your own caps.
Okay, so there's a big incentive not to do it.
Yeah, there's a big incentive not to be a dick.
I'm not usually a dick in multiplayer games. I have a question for you because you're the friendly, non-murdering type. What is your opinion on that? That was a little bit of sarcasm. What's your opinion on that?
I do like it a little bit.
Do you think it balances both sides really well though? Like the idea of, as long as it doesn't sound like the bounty would be egregious. Like if it was like the first offense, it's like 500 caps or like 100 caps. That's not bad.
Yeah.
Like it would suck if like you came out and it was like 10,000 caps and you're like, well, dick. So like the next 10 years of your life, you're trying to get back to 10,000 caps. Yeah.
There goes all my savings. Yeah. I like it, but at the same time, as somebody who does like to take shortcuts a little bit, being able to kill somebody and take all their shit, and you can't actually take everybody's shit from the get-go. Yeah, killing somebody and taking their stuff, kind of like a survival game. I kind of like that part of it. So.
The Minecraft idea where their entire loot gets dropped.
Yeah, but that won't be happening.
I think they said there was some retention. Like it looked like when he killed P. Garvey in the trailer, which I understand that was a trailer that was a long time ago, but it looked like some stuff popped out, but it wasn't like, you know, again, I go back to Minecraft because it's just the most theatrical way to look at it, but the fact that like you kill him and like their entire inventory explodes all over the ground, or like in PUBG where you run up to a body and you hit tab and like all their armor and stuff is available for taking. Like it's not going to set them back to start or wherever they were before they had anything on them.
Yeah, let's see here. The when you die, all of the junk you're carrying, which is used for building your camp, upgrading weapons, upgrading your armor, all of that will be dropped.
But like your guns and armor and stuff.
But guns, armor, that will stay on you.
That's good. Cool. I don't disagree with that. Because junk is going to be a highly valued commodity, so that makes sense.
Absolutely.
I like that.
And just for all you hardcore nerds, there is a photo mode.
That was funny. I'm looking forward to using that, honestly. I like the one where they're like all in, where they did the Charlie's Angels pose in front of the dead monster. That was pretty awesome.
I think that's it for
Fallout this week. I'm sure there'll be more. The closer we get, and once the beta comes out, that's going to be nuts. It's going to go off.
Yeah.
Which neither of us are in the beta, which I'm actually kind of okay with. I don't mind missing the beta testing.
There's no surprises.
There's very few games that I would want to beta test. I think I beta tested. I was in the beta for. I bought Kerbal Space Program and was in the beta, and I sent a couple reports. But I mean, the idea that I would never go around saying like I helped build Kerbal Space Program. That game was amazing from the start. But beta testing in games like that, where there's not really an objective sense, is fun. Yeah. Games where you know there's going to be a story and an outcome at the end is really not like. I don't want to ruin it for myself. And I have no issue with other people deciding to fix the game and get it early. That's fine. Doesn't bother me. I don't feel left out. Okay, so there's this game, which I saw today while looking up gaming news, which I do every Monday for the podcast, so we can keep it kind of up to date. I can't tell the future, though, so whatever happens tomorrow is on you. There's a game called Scum, which I don't know if you went and looked it up. I think you did.
I have it up on Wikipedia right now.
There's a game called Scum. Is it an acronym, or is it just called Scum?
I think it's just called Scum. Like Scum. I don't see an acronym or anything. So
this is a zombie survival game. It's like I think it's a massive multiplayer game if I'm correct.
64 players per
64 players per server, and it has an interesting idea in it, which I believe is one of the trackable stats I saw while reading an article about it. Is it tracks how many teeth you have left in your head, which I never thought an orthodontist would design games, but it appears that one of them has gotten on the team that made Scum because fucking you gotta floss, apparently, because your teeth can fall out of your head.
That's hilarious.
I just thought that was kind of quirky.
Well, I'm looking at it right now. Special interface connected to the players, BCU monitor, which tracks your character's calories, vitamins, health, and other stats, including the
Teeth thing.
teeth thing.
That's funny.
So apparently it's not just oddities like how many teeth you have in your head. It's going to be other stuff too.
I wonder if the how many teeth you have in your head decides what kind of food you can eat. Because that would be interesting. If like you couldn't eat, like if you lost enough teeth, you couldn't eat meat anymore. Or if
This game's going to be like hardcore survival.
It'd
like
be interesting.
Get in a fight with another survivor, get your fucking 2 front canines knocked out, and all of a sudden you can't eat meat no more.
You're a forced vegetarian.
Forced herbivore.
Fucking. I don't know. That like really, like as you're scrolling through articles during the day, it's like you're just sitting there at lunch and you're like, what?
Well, because you sent your notes and I went scum teeth thing. Is he gonna talk about dentistry? What the fuck?
I've had I heard a dentist one time describe someone's teeth as scummy, and I was like, that's kind of rude. Like, there's more professional ways to put that. Scummy was not the word you had to use there.
Yo, teeth are shit.
Another thing I saw was apparently Forza Horizon. I don't know if it's the current one or the next one. There was a leaked video or a leaked image where you remember in Forza Motorsport. It was a Forza Motorsport 3 we had where the Warthog was an explorable vehicle. Yeah. Like you couldn't drive it, but you could look at it. And Cortana's voice like gave the voiceover instead of Jeremy Clarkson's. In one of the Forza Horizons, I think it's the newest one.
It's gonna be the newest one, yeah.
There is apparently going to be a silent cartographer style event, which if nobody remembers, which you should go play that level. I don't care if you play any of the rest of Halo 3, you need to play the silent cartographer level. There's a level called the silent cartographer. It's the very last mission, if I'm correct, where you are on a planet that is imploding, and you have to drive out of an installation with the Warthog with the Arbiter in the gunner seat, and you're driving, and like the ground is falling away, and there's ships crashing into the surface, and you have to jump onto this other vessel, which I don't remember what the vessel's name was, but you have to jump onto this ship. When you jump onto the ship, the mission ends. It's genuinely one of the most fun and theatrical missions I've ever played in a Halo game. The music is great. It's the kind of shit going on. And then it's just amazing. So the idea that they're going to make a level based around the silent cartographer in Forza, which means it's probably going to be a time trial event, I would imagine.
I would actually imagine if it's Horizon, it would probably be a showcase event.
It'd probably be a showcase event. Or probably a showcase event, or it could be a time trial. It could be a one-way race too. You can do one-way races that end at another point. So you could do that too. That'd be wild to have to multiplayer race on that idea. Like I couldn't imagine doing it on the original one. I don't think it'll be quite as hardcore as the original one was, but it'd be pretty cool.
Well, shit, now I have another reason to get Forza Horizon 4.
Is that how many Horizons there have been? Because you and I played the original Horizon and we got a lot of the achievements done. I remember that.
Yeah, we played the first one. I played like 10 minutes of the second one. The second one was kind of shit. I played the third one. Loved the third one.
I like the motorsports more than the Horizons, but I like that organized style of racing a lot more.
Yeah.
And I liked...
Dude, I'm balls to the wall street racing. Let's go.
Fucking like our new teammate.
Our new teammate.
The funny thing is when you look at when you look at those two games side by side, the Horizons and the Motorsports, they're not that different. The difference was Motorsport happened. I think something I missed from Motorsport was the car info screen where you could get a narrated version of the car. I thought that was always kind of cool, but that's just me because I'm weird.
I do miss Jeremy Clarkson narrating the fucking thing.
I love when he did the GT40 and he was like, it's one of the best cars ever made, and that is why I bought one. And that's true. He actually did own a Ford GT. He owned the remake of the GT40, and he sold it because his was it's cool if you live in America. It's not cool if you live in Europe because the amount of gas it takes is just stupid, and the size of it. But I don't know how people in Europe own supercars. Like they make supercars, but like some of them are just gaudy. Like the Lamborghinis are huge. I don't think people understand seeing one on TV. You're like, that's small and sleek. It's really not. It's wider than your average sedan, and it's actually probably longer. Like they're big vehicles. They're big vehicles. Okay, next piece of news we have. We're still recording, by the way, so that didn't mess up this week.
Oh, thank God.
The Red Dead 2 gameplay trailer dropped since our last meeting. I watched some of it. I didn't watch all of it. I didn't feel like I needed to. Shoot me. I don't care. Don't do that. But, it's the internet. I forgot. But, The Red Dead 2 gameplay trailer, it looks as amazing as you would expect. From all the quotes I saw, Rockstar has done it again.
Nice.
I mean, you remember the original GTA 5 trailers, it looked like the beginning of a movie.
Yeah.
With that soundtrack. I can't imagine what the soundtrack for this game is going to be, but I don't think it'll be quite like GTA 5 where it's actual like radio stations for music because, you know, the 1800s and shit. But I think it's going to be really cool, and I'm looking forward to it. So I now have to pre-order 2 games, although I think I might wait on Red Dead till it comes to PC.
Yeah, I was about to say, right now it's only being released for Xbox and PS4.
Which is fair. I understand that. I actually understand that those games probably sell better on console than they do on PC, but...
On the 26th of October, for everybody listening.
Is that when that game drops?
Yep, this year.
When does 76 drops in November, right?
November, yeah.
Okay. So yeah, probably not. I'll wait to see when it comes out for PC. It shouldn't. If I'm correct, it should be the next year. It'll probably be spring of next year or even fall of next year. So it's not that long to wait.
And it's a prequel.
It is a prequel.
Red Dead 2 is a prequel. Fucking figure that shit out.
Well, wasn't there was a Red Dead game before Red Dead Redemption? Wasn't there Red Dead Revolver? Wasn't that what it was called? Now, Red Dead Revolver, I don't think was a Rockstar game, though. I think they bought the rights and made that game. But it followed, I think, the same story. I think it was still John Marston.
Ain't anymore.
R.I.P. Oh, yeah, no shit. R.I.P. bro.
Yeah, it
Rest
was
in peace.
Red Dead Revolver.
Faves, bro. One of the only times I've ever cried at the end of a video game. So, the last thing... Sorry I didn't cry when my Pokemon left. Last thing on the list was something they're introducing to PUBG to the console test server for the Xbox test server, which I found interesting, is limb penetration. And from what I could fathom out, and I might look it up right now, but if
I'm actually looking at it right now. That's
the
interesting thing.
If I'm correct, I think it's kind of like, you know how in like Fallout you can cripple your arm, or you can cripple your leg? I think that's what it is, because you notice you can be almost dead and your aim is still steady on in PUBG. I think
what it looks like is a bullet can hit you twice.
Oh, so like if you're up in a shooting position,
so
with
it
your
goes.
Arms, so like
say
yeah, if you're shooting like with a pistol right and your arms are in front of you, if a round comes up and hits you in the wrist, it can go through your wrist and hit you in the chest.
Yeah.
So it can magic bullet you. Good to know.
Yeah. So basically, if you have your hand up to your head, you get shot in the hand. You also get shot in the head. Congratulations, one tap that bitch.
Okay, so I have a graphic here. So there's initial damage, which is it hitting your limb or, you know what I mean, whatever.
Yeah.
Then there is damage 2, which is it after it hitting you wherever it hits you on the other side. And there's a summation of the damage. Now, is it equal to what it was before? I don't know. But it would look as though... I would think the first damage will be... If it hits you in a limb, I think the first damage will be kind of grievous. Like, it's not going to be great. But I think once it hits you in the chest, it'll be less than like a normal just straight shot to the chest. So like if you had level 3 body armor and it hits you in the arm and then it hits you in the chest, you might not even notice you got shot, honestly. Like, I think you're going to know because your character's going to go, ugh. But then I think you'll probably almost be better off. So honestly, they've almost added another layer of armor. Now, if they add crippling, then they took it away again. But it'll be interesting to say the least.
Yep. And one other thing it looks like that's coming to PUBG is dynamic weather.
I did see that. I think that'll be kind of cool.
That'll be fun as fuck.
It'll be cool to see a game start in sunny weather or start in rain and then go to whatever, and you have to adapt. Because in the rain games, you're a lot more cognizant of sound, which you should be already in the normal game, but you know what I mean. And then in the sunny games, I think people are a lot more brazen in the sunny games. Because the sun is actually not, like, the way the map is lit a lot of times, you can actually run in the open and not be spotted, depending on how you look.
I was gonna say, like, in sunny games, I'm usually a lot more cautious. In rain games and fog games, I'm balls to the wall.
In fog games, I'm not as cautious. In rain games, I'm more cautious, though, because I can't hear things coming. I can't hear people running up. I can't hear... I mean, I'm sure if you play the game a lot, you can. I'm sure you can discern. But for me, I only play it sometimes, and I don't have a lot of people to play with. But...
That's why when I do play when it's raining, fucking I'm balls to the walls because fucking they can't hear me.
Yeah, I guess probably why we make a decent team is because we think opposite. But yeah, I think it'd be cool to have games go from one to the other, have it happen multiple times. Like in the first third of the game, it was sunny, and then the middle third it was raining, and then the second third. And I guess you could argue like oh, it'll slow the game down. It might, but I mean, like, the timer already keeps the game at a consistent pace. You already know when you have to run, so. And if you're one of those lucky people who always lands where the final circle's going to be, then fucking just keep on keeping on, man. Like,
if you're one of those people that always lands where the fucking circle is, you're a fucking cheater.
I feel like if you're that person, I'm not going to say you're cheating, but I'm going to say,
it's sus.
Do you just, it kind of sucks because there's no, you know, people are coming to you at all times. I think that's kind of interesting. I think that's a good thing to have if you're a defensive style player. If you're someone who likes to get kills, though, there's a certain point when you're going to be playing the waiting game for everyone to come to you.
True.
Because, like, now I've never heard of someone having circle luck the entire game. I've seen people where it lands close to them a lot, but I've never seen somebody, like, non-stop get the circle. So
we've had games where it's been like 3 or 4 circles in a row where we've been on it, but
usually about the 4th circle is when it starts to really cut distance, and then you're like, okay,
now I have to go.
But I definitely liked I don't know. I'm trying to think. I've never had a solo win, which is kind of a bummer, but I've had a team win. I've had a team win and a duos win, so I'm happy with that. I'm just a team player, man. I don't know what to tell you.
Squad up.
Squad up, man. It's the best way. Fucking, we can't all be Shroud. Watching him play is unbelievable. It's just unbelievable. Yeah. Like, it's like, you know, like there's all those things you say, like when Wayne Gretzky played hockey, it was like, you know, it's like you were playing chess and you were 1 move ahead, but he was 10 moves ahead. That's what it's like watching him. Like when they said Dale Earnhardt could see the air, that's what it's like watching Shroud. He can like see people through the hills without an aimbot. He just knows where people are going to be.
Cheating.
That ability to, like, I don't know, man. I'm sure if you play as much as he does, you probably get that innate sense, but it's just like, I don't have it. I never, like, I can read some people, but there's people who do things and I'm like, I never would have thought to go there. Like, I never would have thought I'd win a gunfight from there.
Yeah.
Or when you just bum rushes people with a pan and wins, it's like, I'd never do that. I'd run. I'd just bail, dude. I'm out.
Well, I think Doc probably summed up Shroud best was, like, there's no wasted movement.
Yeah, like, everything has a purpose and everything he does has an end goal.
Yeah.
Like, I also like that he'll never back down from a gunfight. Like, somebody will have an AK and he'll have a handgun and he'll take him. He's like, all right.
9 times out of 10, he'll fucking win, too.
That's what he said. Somebody in his chat asked him one time, how do you get better at PUBG? And he's like, you just need to, like, when people are like, oh, I don't land at school or I don't land at Pochinki because it's busy all the time, you need to go there and just fight. You'll learn to win gunfights if you put yourself in gunfights. If you just run from them all the time, you're not learning anything. You're just learning how to not play the game. And I was like, he's not wrong. Like, that's definitely a correct answer.
Yeah.
Like, that's definitely a good way to look at it, is you just need to... So I've been trying to do that more. Like, now on the new map, I didn't know where to go, but I ended up landing with, like, 4 people. But with Erangel, obviously, Pochinki's a busy place and school is a busy place, so...
Yep.
Although one time, I don't know if it was you or with this, the day we were squadding up, but we landed at Pochinki and no one else went there. And it was just like, okay...
That's always scary when you fucking go to a place.
Yeah, because I just thought I just thought I wasn't rendering, so I just thought people were there, but I didn't know they were there, and I was just expecting to die.
You're sitting there like, I'm about to get fucked.
But then it turns out there was just literally nobody there. I think sometimes you just get people who fully stack military base too, and when a lot of people go military base, people go with them because they're like, well, that's where the people will end up anyway. So, but
yeah,
I think that's gonna do it for this week. Do you have anything to add before we go?
Bye.
All right, guys. Thank you guys for watching very much. Thank you for coming and tuning into episode 11. Next week will be episode 12. Quick update on the Pokemon League, which you saw last weekend. There will be, if I'm incorrect, Mac, you can correct me because you're in charge of that series. There will be no videos this weekend, but there will be.
I'm going to try and do my best to get Friday's videos up Saturday.
Get them turned around.
Yeah, and then Saturdays will be next week. So
that makes sense.
No updates to the standings because fucking this whole weekend was chaotic.
Yeah, so this weekend we all took a bye because like a lot of people were traveling, and obviously you have to have your computer to play in our league. It's not like a certain league, so everybody was kind of off last week. This week we're gonna double down, which is gonna be hilarious, trust me. And then
some get first set Friday, second set Saturday.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I didn't want to like speak for you and put you in a bad situation, so I'm glad you knew what you were gonna do.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for watching. Be sure to tune into the Pokemon League. Be sure to come back and watch the podcast again. Hope you guys have a good night and a good week. Bye-bye.